Ah, Freeside. Truly, it is the place to go for those who want to experience the cultural side of the Mojave. Pay no attention to the rusty reinforced metal gate and the desolate surroundings. I'm sure the inhabitants will be polite and educated. No, I'm not smoking anything right now, but it is nice to dream the impossible once in a while, isn't it? Damn, this thing needs some oil. Besides, the local definition of polite and educated is probably not the same as ours. I mean, look at this. What the hell are you guys doing here? Waiting for the bus? If so, you're a couple of 100 years too late for that. Hope you didn't buy a season pass.
You could do worse than leave your life in my hands, Wanderer. Far worse. 100 cap sees you safely through Freeside. What do you say?
You know, I'm getting sick of people not noticing the fully armed and operational robot floating behind me all the time. Between him and the guns I'm carrying, we can probably kill every single dickhead in this place and still have some left over for the strip. So yeah, no thanks.
It's your funeral. Come see me when you wise up.
I think I would give Boom or Veronica a call if that's what happens. I'm pretty sure those two are better qualified. Besides, if we get into a firefight, I'm pretty sure you're the one who's gonna need bailing out, not me. Well, this is a hell of a place to raise children, that's for sure. Assuming anyone is actually raising them in the first place. Mick and Ralph's. You know, I'm starting to think it should be illegal to just randomly modify these pre-war neon signs like that. I mean, show some respect. First Novak and now this? These things are relics. You can't just vandalize them like that. Imagine if some guy went to Mount Rushmore and graffitied a penis on George Washington's forehead. That would be outrageous and frankly in poor taste. You know, considering how this is the only legitimate way of getting into the strip, I'm surprised there aren't more people here. I mean, sure, you wouldn't want to stay here any longer than you have to, especially if you see shit like that. Oh, just move over, kid. You're never gonna catch that thing. I mean, it's great getting the exercise and all, but, Jesus, this thing is quick. Come here, little fuck. Off with your head. But yeah, if you're trying to keep the streets clean, then you need to be efficient. These things breed like, well, rats. God knows how many of them could be hiding beneath the street. God damn, Hal's really let this place go. That's capitalism for you right there.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
Case in point, we're using children now, are we? How much you get paid for, kid? Are we talking leftover scraps of food or the promise you won't get slapped as hard tonight? Or maybe even both if it's lucky. Well, now this is slightly better. I mean, at least you have the King's School of Impersonation, whatever the hell that is. I'm sure that's exactly what those children need. Maybe it can teach them how to act like someone who's not starving to death. Now, why is this sign here and not over the main gates?
Lasers, plasma, pistols, grenades. We've got it all at the Silver Rush.
Weapons? That's not very Vegas-like.
Make a brief stop at the Atomic Wrangler, where the booze is cheaper, the table's more friendly, and the women are just like the booze.
Now that's what Vegas is all about. More sleaze that you can shake your dick at. Oh, but look at this. We meet again, Mysterious Tower.
Come to the Silver Rush for all your energy weapon needs.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. But goddamn, this is why we're here. It's so close, I can almost smell the cocaine and dried semen irradiating out of that place. I'm gonna wear gloves every time I walk in there, that's for sure. But regardless, once I'm through with Benny, he won't be smelling much of anything apart from his own piss and blood. That's how we settle things back from wherever I came from. Considering how much of a psychopath I am, that must be the case.
You look new to Freeside, so here's a little advice, friend. Don't go past the Southgate greeter without talking to it first.
Wait, I thought you were the greeter. If not, then you should become one. You certainly have the voice for it. But I digress. What happens if I just barge in there then, pray tell?
Those bots are programmed to vaporize anyone who enters the fenced-in area without authorization from the greeter.
Okay, fair play. That would be a good reason to talk to the greeter first. Man, now I understand why there aren't more people here. Half the visitors get murdered before they even get through the main gates. So who are you then, the designated last guy most of these squatters will ever talk to?
The name's Old Ben. I've been living in Freeside since the day I was born.
Well, isn't that a lovely thought? So you used to be just like one of those kids I saw chasing giant rats all day? Do you guys even know what to do with one if you caught it? For your sake, I hope you had a better career prospect than that.
I've done a bit of everything around here. Courier, butcher, crier, escort, gun for hire. Some of which I'm not proud of, but I do my best to help around town when needed.
Wait, you used to be a fellow courier? You know, I would high-five you, except that was easily the worst decision of your life. I mean, for Christ's sake, I don't mind making deliveries without knowing the contents, but if that means getting 2 bullets to the head for my trouble, then my clients could go fuck themselves.
Exactly one of the reasons I got out of that job. Too many shifty characters looking to have someone else move their hot items.
Yeah, compare that to being a butcher. The worst thing that can happen to you there is getting your own finger chopped off by accident. But hey, at least that would be your own fault. Of course, there's always the possibility of getting bitten by whatever it is you happen to be slaughtering that day, in which case, kill something less aggressive, you idiot.
My father ran a butcher shop here in town, but business went downhill when another vendor started selling this strange meat at half our prices.
Well, there's another fine example of capitalism. If you can't compete, then you can't complain. But I gotta admit, half price is pretty weird. Either your old man was confusing between gecko nuggets and gold nuggets, or that guy was selling something less than legit.
You're telling me. Not long after my father's shop went under, and he passed away from the loss, people around town started experiencing shakes. No one gets shakes like that unless they're eating human flesh. But no one would believe me. The sick bastard gradually went insane and passed away. Wasn't long before someone moved into the guy's place and found half-buried human remains in the crawl space. I didn't bother saying told you so.
Yeah, no shit he was selling so cheap. Although I'm just as disturbed by how you happen to know what the effects of eating people are. But hey, whatever the explanation is, keep that shit to yourself. So, there went 2 jobs down the drain. You really wanted to go back to chasing rats, didn't you?
After a while, I made enough money to get a passport into Vegas. Back then, you could get approved for entry for a fraction of what it costs now. Well, I got a job working as a crier outside of the Tops, advertising for the local talent performing at the casino. That didn't last long.
With a voice like that? What happened? Did you shank someone with your tongue?
Well, being a suave young guy, I chatted up the ladies from time to time, and one of the manager's girls started to take a liking to me. I never touched a woman, but the jealous prick decided it was my time to go. He framed me by saying I'd stolen from the casino. Sure enough, a few grand was missing from the casino vault. I have to assume the bastard stole the funds and figured I was a convenient fall guy.
And you didn't even get to sleep with the woman. If you knew that was going to happen, then what the hell? You should have just rode her like a wild animal while you still had the chance. But hey, shit like that isn't exactly rare outside of Vegas, so I can only assume it's common practice around here.
Yeah, shit indeed happens. I was stripped of my casino apartment and all of my belongings and booted back into Freeside. From there, I didn't have a lot of career options, as my rep was destroyed. So the escort job sort of fell into my lap. No pun intended.
Well, you have some interesting ideas on what a pun is, old man. I mean, what does being an armed guard have to do with laps? Unless you've shot people in the laps, I know I have.
Well, I suppose you could look at it that way, but I was packing a whole different kind of heat. No, escort just sounds better than man-whore.
Okay. If it makes you feel any better, I'm trying really hard not to laugh in your face right now. But hey, you got paid for sex. That's better than getting shot at.
Yep. I was damn good at my job, too. But after a while, I just felt like a piece of meat and had to quit.
Well, I guess you could have done anything after that, and it still would have been a step up. Unless you started kidnapping children for the slave trade, in which case, my God would like to enter this conversation.
When I quit the escort job, I had enough money to buy a pistol belt and some other gear. Bodyguards make a good, honest living, and I had the wits and physical build to handle most thugs. After saving a few tourists from trouble, I got a reputation for being a stand-up guy again, and after a decade, managed to save up enough to retire.
So those guys near the front gates were your buddies? How fucked up is it around here that you can make a living out of beating up thugs? I mean, I probably can, but that's usually because I deliberately look for thugs to kill.
All right.
Hey, don't you start giving me lip, old man. I get enough problems from the people I already know. I don't need shit from strangers as well. Now go on then, be on your way. I need to think.
Yep.
Jesus, and I thought my career so far has been varied. But honestly, it all just revolves around shooting people in the... You're not gonna stop that guy as well? Hey man, if you're ever gonna reconsider your life choices, now would be a great time to do that. Yeah, do it quicker next time. And he almost made it too. If there's any consolation, I think some of his guts might have landed on the other side. Some of him made it through, just not all of him. That's kind of a success, right? Now, what happens if we don't run in like a lunatic and try to talk to these things instead? Hello sir, oh god.
Credit check, or present your passport before proceeding to the gate. Trespassers will be shot.
Oh yeah, I was there for the demonstration. I think the word shot doesn't really do it justice, by the way. Fucked would be more appropriate. So, what's the point of the credit check? Are you screening for terrorists or what?
Admission to the strip requires an official passport or proof that you are carrying the required minimum balance. These policies prevent less reputable persons from entering and ensure a good time will be had by all who enter the strip.
Yeah, the key phrase there would be all who enter. So, how much is it? 500 caps or something? It's a bit steep, but here it is.
Please return when you have sufficient caps or passport.
Wait, that was insufficient? How much is it? 2,000 caps? Are they serious? I have to fork out 2 grand before I even get into the casinos. Do I at least get some complimentary souvenirs for that? Maybe a t-shirt that says I have more money than sense? How'd you know that anyway? You can intercept their signal? What? Why didn't you say something? We could have hacked them and gotten a free pass. Unethical, my ass. You're with them, aren't you? Well, this is just perfect. I don't even technically need this to get in. Boo and I could just take the monorail and McCarran. But Veronica? No, she's not recognized by the NCR, apparently. Thanks a fucking bunch, Colonel Shu. I can't exactly leave her out of this, can I? That would break her heart, and she might break my nose in return. Damn it, this is gonna set us back a bit. We need to hold some kind of meeting. Maybe see if we can scrape some caps together.
You want someone dead? Really dead?
Yeah, you
Stop by
first,
the
start.
Silver Rush
Okay,
and
she
we'll
says she'll meet us in the Atomic Wrangler. I swear to God, if she's been gambling in there, I'm just gonna knock her out and sell her to a brothel. It's still better than being a slave of the Legion, to be fair. At least you get paid for your services.
I've got my eye on you.
Make sure that's all you do if you still want your eyes intact, pal. Well, look who it is.
What's up?
You better have some good intel, by the way. I sent you here to scout ahead, not getting your ass handed to you on the blackjack table. I hope you're happy, by the way. You're about to cost me a small fortune. I expect many favors and or pieces of Brotherhood tech for this. Ooh, slot machine. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Shove off. You're making my luck turn bad.
What luck? You're staring at a blank screen. Is this really all casinos have to do to squeeze money out of you? Hey man, I've got a whole deck of marked cards here. Fancy a game of Caravan? Wait, that's Jameson? Oh wow, you just saved me a bunch of time tracking you down. Why did you make my job even easier by quitting yours?
Fuck no. No matter what that old bitch McLafferty says, my dad said I could be in charge of the New Vegas branch. Besides, I got into a little money trouble with the Omertas. If I quit the Crimson Caravan, how am I supposed to get the money to gamble?
And that's my problem. How exactly? I don't know, but I do know that the Omertas wouldn't be very happy if I told them you haven't got the money to pay them off yet. I know they will be especially unhappy if they heard that you're actually losing more money to their competitors by throwing chips at slot machines that aren't even plugged in.
What? No, wait. Look, I just need time. Don't rat me out to them. You want me to quit the Crimson Caravan? Fine, I quit. You can tell McLafferty that she won't see my face again.
Well, thank you for your cooperation. I could tell you to give me more money in exchange for my silence, but I won't, just because I'm a nice guy. Seriously though, that machine doesn't work. You're making a fool out of yourself. Well, that was unexpected. I guess I should have known an establishment this sleazy would attract equally sleazy customers. There's a place for everybody to lose their money, I guess. But back to the matter at hand. Listen, Veronica, we have some serious problems.
It's great to be up here, looking down at all your smiling faces.
What the hell is this?
That won't last long.
Who are you talking to?
Buddy, you look tough enough to drink
Hey.
a pint of glowing water. Why don't you do us all a favor and try it?
I don't get...
The more I think of you, the less I think of you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look at you. You look like a talent scout for a cemetery.
We're sitting over here.
And talk about your quick reflexes. This guy is so fast he beat me to the punchline.
Is he talking about me?
Somebody told me the other day you were bright. I wasn't sure if he meant smart or radioactive.
Oh, that's just offensive.
If you had your life to live over again, let me make a suggestion. Play in traffic.
And so was that.
Was that suit made to order? It was. And where were you at the time?
Oh, now you're just taking the
And
piss.
talk about your quick reflexes. This gal is so fast, she beat me to the punchline.
That doesn't even remotely make sense. What the fuck was that? You know, I've seen and heard some weird shit in my time, but right now I honestly don't know whether to be offended or confused. You do realize you were basically talking to an empty room, right? When does the real show start?
Whoa, baby. Am I looking at a mirror? Or are you just that ugly?
Are you serious? You're gonna start shit with me? You do realize I'm pretty much half of your audience, right? A third if you count the robot.
What? You mean you're not part of the act? Huh. Sorry. Thought you were the heckler Garrett hired to spice up the shows.
Oh, I'm a heckler, alright, but nobody's paying me, I can tell you that much. And they really should, considering how somebody needs to tell you what an atrocious mess that performance was. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but if you think—
Either you need to get your eyes checked, or that fame is fleeting thing is true. And since I happen to be world famous, you must be going blind. Name's Hadrian. Bet you never saw a ghoul in a suit before, huh? Of course, you don't exactly strike me as the worldly type.
A worldly type would imply someone who's well-traveled. And considering how you think you're world-famous, I think I know who's the less worldly type around here, buddy. And regarding your act, what the hell was that supposed to be? Stand-up comedy? And that places heavy emphasis on the phrase, supposed to be.
Yeesh, is my act that bad? Or are you just that dumb? Yeah, that's right. Got me a nice juicy contract with the management.
Oh, it's juicy, is it? If that's supposed to be a joke, then honestly, that's the funniest thing I've heard so far. But if it's not, then I'm gonna laugh even harder. Look at this place, and the empty spaces that's supposed to be your audience. If you think whatever they pay you right now is juicy, then either they're idiots, or you're bullshitting yourself.
Okay, I admit it. I ain't exactly rowing in caps here. But what do you want? I'm under contract. I can't get out.
Well, that's your problem, isn't it? And here's some advice. Maybe they'll pay you a bit more if they actually thought you were a decent act. But hey, I would love to believe in unicorns too, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen anytime soon. So, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go and cleanse my palate now with some hard liquor.
Yeah, go on. Scram.
Well, that's just cheered me up, believe it or not. And you know, I think you'll look back on this one day and thank me for being so brutally honest. God damn, I need a drink after that. Hey, maybe that's the strategy all along. The patrons will be so sick of an act like that, they'll be scrambling over each other to get to the bar. That's some crafty thinking right there, I'll give you guys that much. Now stop twiddling your thumbs and give me a drink. If I can still remember afterwards, I'll complain about the act you currently have. Until then, I want to go back to the fantasy world where unicorns are not only real, but tastes delicious. It's good to be back. I can't believe Boone prefers to check out the Ranger's safe house instead of being here. He's missing out. Then again, he probably would have shot that ghoul by now.